Ooh, hi everyone. It is 9 o'clock and I'm here as I said I would be, but I'm not quite set up. I'm gonna grab a book. You know what my book is? It's the Handbook of Attachment. It's backwards, you can't see that, but let me just set up this camera here. I usually do this in the corner of my salon so it looks all pretty and professional, but I'm here in my office and I'm actually quite glad that you can't see the mess that is behind me. So welcome. I want to just take the opportunity first and foremost to welcome the new members to our group, which is really exciting to see this group grow and to see the conversation growing and the interactions growing. It's really powerful. So Mickey, welcome. Tahila, or Paz, Chaya, Yael, Eliza, and Nicole, welcome. I'm really excited that you guys are here. I'm going to pull up my iPad. I'm trying to figure out a way to see my Facebook Live because I want to see your comments as I come in, because the beauty of this whole thing is that we can converse. And right now I'm talking to myself. I don't know who's on. So I think I can see if you are on a, a mobile, and you comment, I'll see your comment. So, shout out a hi so I know you're here. Otherwise, I'm hoping that I can find it on my iPad. Oh, there I am. Oh my gosh, I love you, technology. I can't see my face. That's so creepy. Okay. So, Bora, hello. Okay, so feel free to comment and, play along. What I wanted to do is just reflect on, here we go, beautiful. I want to reflect on this last week and a half because there was a lot of conversation happening and on a really important subject of self-care, and it is so important. I suspect for many of us it goes beyond the topic of self-care, which is just, taking time for a coffee and a book, So I want to talk about that because it's so close to home, it's so important, and just hang 10, okay, because we're going to get to it. And I have an announcement at the end that I'm bringing something back, so stick around because I want to tell you all what's happening. But first, a week in review. It all started when Maya joined our group. As I do, I welcome everyone who comes into the group. And Maya, thank you so much for sharing, so boldly and bravely. She put in a separate post, so it's, really out there. Facebook likes those, and we'll share it around. And she was talking about how burnt out she is. She's just, right, Maya, you were sick, and I have it right in front of me here, actually. 4 kids, I was sick, and I'm trying to get back on my feet, but how do you do it? How do we ever get a chance to actually care for ourselves, she says. How? I've spoken to experts, she says, everyone says the same thing. You have to prioritize yourself, but come on. Seriously? Get real, is what she said, right? How am I, that's, you know what I do? I put on the TV and I turn off my brain. That's what I do, Maya says. That's as much as I can do right now. Because life with kids who need me it's so heavy. It is so heavy. I see people coming on, so please, comment below, say hi, so that everyone knows who's on. Because right now, you're a number, and you're so much more than a number. So, Michal, commented, and so just come on in and welcome so I can say hi to you, because I want to know who's here. So thank you to Mushki, who commented in Maya's thread with a link to a article from Dirt and Boogers. I'm going to say it again, boogers, because I like to say it. And it's titled, Stop Wasting Your Kid-Free Time. And the whole idea in that article is that when we finally have some time, what do? We turn on the TV and we turn off our brain. Hi, Rebecca. And it's not fulfilling, and what the author of this blog is saying is that we have to find things that are fulfilling, that we actually fill our cup, that we feel human again. She says, she's in America, going to Starbucks and Target, it's just not doing it for her. And so, I invite you to go into the threads below. Maybe I'll even share a link. I'll edit the post here. Hi, Dvora. I'm going to edit the post so that I enter the link that you guys can just check it, or you can just scroll down as you're, just scroll down and see the link. Because what I did is I thought it was so important that we take time to do as the author suggests and make a list of things that you would do on a day. Like, I don't know about you, but I fantasize. Even this morning, I said to my husband, I don't need to go to a Zimmer. I don't need to go away to a cottage. Just take my kids and give me my house. Give me my tidy home that stays tidy for like 48 hours. You know, I would just like to sit here in the quiet and enjoy it. And I made a list. You can check it out in the threads. You know, it includes sleeping in, you know, yoga, museums, things that really I feel, writing, things that make me feel fulfilled, make me feel like an individual again, make me feel more than just what I call a slave. Like for some time I was saying, I feel like a slave. I just work and work and work, and then I have to do it all over again. Isn't there like a Greek fable about the man who pushes the boulder up the hill just to get to the top for it to roll down again? It's Gehenna. It's like a form of hell. You know, I'm saying it straight, guys. It's a form of hell, and we're supposed to enjoy it. We're supposed to be fulfilled by it. And it's not. It's not fulfilling. Folding laundry and doing dishes is not fulfilling. And for some time, sorry, I'm going to fix this rag on my head. For some time, I felt really guilty about that. I felt really ashamed of myself, that I thought that I was supposed to, I'm checking how I'm doing it, guys. Toch kadei. I felt like I was supposed to enjoy this. Why did I enjoy this? And I'm looking for all the things wrong with me and why I'm wrong and what's wrong with me and how I'm flawed somehow. How's that? Is that okay? Yeah? You can comment. Feel free. I see more people coming. Say hello. Say hello. I'd like to see who's here. I thought I was flawed. I thought there was something wrong with me. And it didn't help that I had a husband who came from a background that agreed that somehow if I wasn't this, you know, Nancy Homemaker or whatever her name is, I was somehow, something was wrong with me. And that is so flawed. It is so flawed. So let me get back to the story, and I'm going to build on this idea. So welcome everyone who's walking into the group. Please say hi and welcome to story time the past week and a half. So Mushki, again, thanks for posting that. That was such a valuable article. I took it, I made a new post, and I invited everyone to read it and make a list of things that you would love to do. And funny enough, and not so funny and not so surprising, a lot of moms are saying, I feel really guilty doing that. I feel really bad even thinking about what I would do. That there's something that, hi, Henna, how are you? There's something that here's guilt. This is what guilt means. Guilt means that I believe that I'm not meeting my image of myself. That's what my husband's teacher said. That's what guilt is. Guilt is I think I should be something and I'm not being that should. So, hi Leah. No, she's not in the group. Is she in the group? Leah, are you in the group? Are you watching this, Leah? I should be something, sorry, I lost totally train of thought because there are all these, I literally have 3 screens in front of me right now. I should be something that I'm not. So I feel guilty because I think that I'm supposed to be this mom who endlessly loves doing, you know, matching socks. Like, you know, or I don't know, like, please comment a mundane task in your day that you absolutely hate doing. It's okay. Do it as an exercise and see what comes up for you. If you feel guilty, just even admitting that you hate doing this. Thanks. Thanks, Lily. Just, you know, take a moment, think about it. What are the things that you hate doing? So Chana says that I feel guilty even thinking. Excuse me, Michal, you said that I feel guilty even thinking about the things, that even considering doing things for myself. And on the 30th, hold on, I gotta follow my notes. What happened? I asked a question. I went to bed with all this on my mind, and I went to bed thinking about the comments that were being made. And I had this real sense that a lot of us in this group are really having a hard time loving ourselves and caring for ourselves and valuing ourselves. And I'm not surprised, guys, because I'm a psychologist and I know how humans work, and especially women, but it really struck me. It really sat with me. And so I put out a post and it said, you take care of others. Who's taking care of you? Seriously. And it was crickets. Crickets. I'm not sure why. Do you know why? So Sarah popped in and said, me. I take care of me. Homework, right? Lily hates doing the homework with the kids, right? Laundry. No one told me about the laundry. I have to take care of myself, Sarah said. Me. Nobody take care of me. It's my responsibility to take care of myself. It's so true. It's true. If you don't step up and you don't own your own well-being, no one's going to do it for you. But why did I make that post? I made that post because we have to also see ourselves as someone who's worth care. That I'm not just the person who gives and gives and gives and gives and gives, and I'm responsible for looking after myself. It's also fair for me to expect others to look after me. And it's symbiotic. There's a dynamic here, right? Because we're in relationships with people. So I expect my husband to step up and take care of me. What does take care of me mean? In my eyes, in my experience, relieve me of this burden. This isn't just me, because and forgive me, but if this is offensive, but I quite frankly and quite straight up say, because I have a uterus, I'm supposed to do dishes? I never signed up for that. I never agreed to that. Not fair. And I called him on it, and, some couples therapy later, we came to an understanding. And most importantly, and most significant, was that I came to the understanding that I was valuable, that I was worth it. And so, I think of Maya's question, her statement as, everyone says you have to prioritize yourself, but come on, get real. And I'm telling you to get real. Get real. And I'll tell you why. You want to twist it? You want to make it logical? You want to somehow rationalize it? If you're not for yourself, then who is? If you're not for yourself, then who's going to really be there for your kids? Who's really there for your kids? Then Mir Lowe, thank you so much, Miriam, that you posted an article from the Washington Post. Guys, check these things out in the group. They're so valuable. I don't often read articles. If you find something good and juicy and you think is helpful, post it here. I will read it because I really value your opinion on these things. Miriam posted an article, Why Self-Care is an Important Part of Parenting and How to Make Time for It. And it starts off with is that the end of my notes? Fantastic. It starts off with an analogy of a battle, of a war. And, in the olden days, people would battle face-to-face on a battleground. And it speaks about how the general's camp would have the best food and the best coffee and the sugar and all these things that were hard to get in a war, that they would be so well taken care of. Why? Not just because they were the leaders and they were the authority, but because it was known that if they weren't looked after, the whole infantry would crumble. And then the war would be lost. And I know some of us do actually feel like we're at battle sometimes. Like, I get it. Like Maya said, she says, I'm a struggling mother of 4. And I know, Maya, you're not alone. It's different, some of us at different stages of life. I was a struggling mother of 1. I was always points at struggling. And it was because I was giving the sugar and the coffee and the goods to my kids, thinking that that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take good care of them. And I actually I checked the date on it. In 2015, I wrote an article, A Good Mom is a Selfish Mom. And it's almost cliche, guys. It's come to a point of cliche. We use it so often that it almost loses its meaning. But it is so important. It's so important to being a good enough mother that we contemplate ourselves and our needs, and that we take a brave, bold move to stand up for our needs. And I know for many of it, that's very scary. And I'm saying this as a psychologist. Being able to identify your needs, particularly if you grew up with the experience of not having your needs met, your emotional needs, not your physical needs. I had my practical needs met. I had clothes on my back and I had a roof over my head. But my emotional needs were not met. So in adulthood, especially as a mother, which is the most confronting, I had to learn how to not only fulfill my needs. I had to even see that I had needs. I had to find them, that I buried them down so low to a place where I almost didn't think I needed them and had them anymore. And I had to dig that up, and with all the pain and the sadness, and I had to face that, oh my gosh, I do have needs. I do have needs. And that was, I think, behind the post of who takes care of you? Because we all have a need to be loved and nurtured and cared for. And some of us more than others have this lasting need, sort of a need that's been around for a long time to be cared for. And we've learned to push it away. No, I don't need anybody. But we do. We do need people. And it's so important that we recognize that, not only so that we get our needs met and so that we're cared for and that we're cozy and we're comfortable and the struggle is over, but in your relationship with your children. There is no way that you can acknowledge and recognize your children's emotional needs if you are not able to recognize your own. And I feel teary even saying this, because it is so profound that we're all here because we care about our children. We value our role as mothers. We want to give them the best that they can possibly have so that they can grow to be happy and fulfilled adults. They can just love life. That's a good question, Henna, about single moms. That's a good question. I'm just thinking of that. My little ADD mind is just... So let me take a step back. It's so important that we recognize our own needs so that we can recognize them in our children. Because if our children's needs aren't met, they too will experience this lack of self-value. Doing their laundry is great. Feeding them, someone's got to do it. These things are important, and we should find a way to find joy. Ideally, I don't know if we should. Should's a strong word. Ideally, we find joy in what we do. We find purpose, we find meaning. But that is not going to do it. That is not what it takes to grow good kids who thrive in life, who are resilient to the ups and downs in life. That's not it, ladies. You want to raise kids, you have to take care of yourself. And I'm not talking about Starbucks and Target. And, you have to decide for yourself. And that was the value of the list. Thank you again, Mushki, for posting that article. You have to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I need? What do I like to do? Who am I? And sometimes, you need a little bit of therapy to figure that out and to find the tools to do that. And sometimes you just need a little bit of, give yourself some time to do that. But I so strongly encourage everybody to give yourself at least that. At least consider the possibility that you have needs that go beyond being a mother, that you have individual personal needs to, I don't know for what. That's for you to find out. And I encourage you to do that. That is an act of self-care. It is a very deep and meaningful act of self-care. And if you need to justify it, it is the only way that you are going to give your kids what they need beyond their practical needs. So Henna asked about single moms. Now, I'm not sure what your question is, Henna, because I guess a single mom has it hard because she doesn't have a partner. So in some ways, my heart goes out to single moms because it's all you. It's all you. The pressure is really on. The pressure is really on. And I'm just sitting with that for a moment. That's hard. That is really hard being a single mom. And so we have to reach out to other support systems, and we have to still ask ourselves, what do I need? And how much more so? Because it's just you. And, your kids have you to turn to. And there's more drain. There's more drain. A sense, at least, of a drain. And so there's a stronger need for a single mother to really to figure out what she needs and to ask for it. If it's not from her spouse, it's for other people. Henna says, I'd like to think the spouse is support. Yes, that's right. Your spouse is support. And if you don't have a spouse, there are other supports. And it means that, one thing I'll tell you guys straight up, I was raised by a single mother. And Henna, did you ask that question because you're a single mom? Or you're just thinking of single moms? I'd like to know. I grew up in a house of a single mom. I was raised by a single mom. And there's something that I find very difficult. And this is one of the things that really inspires me, is that my mother didn't look after herself. She did not look after herself. And she suffered. She really suffered, and we suffered. And thanks for sharing that, Henna. So it's so important, especially a single mother, that you take care of yourself. Like any mother, you have to take care of yourself. And just because you're a single mom is not, it's not more proof that I can't. It's proof to how much more so you should. Because I know it's harder. And sometimes we think it's so hard. How? I know it's hard, and I'm not going to come here. Maya's please, I've heard the experts, save your BS, that this prioritize yourself. I'm not saying it's easy. This is not a pashadazaf. It's not an easy thing to do. This is very deep. This is very meaningful. But it is extremely, I want to say meaningful again. It is the tochen. This is the stuff it's made of. This is the hard part of being a mother. This is the hard part, is being a person, being an individual. Whether you're, some women are single, they're married, but they're single. If you're married and you're single and you're doing it all on your own, again, you have to, this is another reason. So big topic here of self-care. It's thrown around a lot, this idea of self-care. Very simple, very, just Just read a book, put your legs up, get a babysitter. It's so deep, much deeper than that, guys, because it takes so much to go and get yourself a babysitter. It takes so much for us to value ourselves enough and to, have the courage to say, yeah, I'm going to get myself a babysitter, and overcome all the self-talk, the thoughts, the beliefs, the strong emotions that prevent us from doing it. So I encourage everyone to explore that and to get clarity on what it is that's holding you back from figuring out what you need and getting it. I also want to announce, just to wrap things up here, that I'm bringing back the 2 cent sessions. If you're new to the group, you can scroll down and see that a couple months ago I was offering 5 lots of 2 cent sessions. I'm not reading them now because I'm speaking, but I just want to acknowledge that Lily and Hannah are commenting, and I really appreciate your interaction in the group. I really do. I will answer. I will speak to you. 2 cent sessions. So you sign up and you get 20 minutes just to chat. We can talk personally, anything that's on your mind, because I think that this group is great, and it's a great place, and I'm gonna do more of these Facebook Lives more than once a week or once every 8, 9, 10 days. It's a good place to connect and to interact and to chat, but if you want to reach out and talk to me personally, I'm putting these out there, so you sign up. My only request is that if you sign up, that you stick to the time. It was actually just one woman, in all fairness. Not that everyone should, be punished, but one woman had signed up and then she wrote to me, "Oh, I forgot, sorry." And then I said, "Okay, fine, let's reschedule." I'm like, "Oh, I can't do it." So it's something that I take very seriously, and if you're going to sign up, it's something that's really important to you. It's not just it's not a coffee date. It's, you can have coffee together for 20 minutes, but it's something that I'm giving my time, and I'm happy to. I just ask that, hi Rachel, that everybody, you honor that. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to put lots of links. I'm going to welcome everybody. Thank you, everyone who joined me. I really love seeing you guys. I love talking to you guys. Michal, Rebecca, Dvora, Henna, and Lily, thank you for all your comments. And Rachel, who just popped on, welcome, and thanks for joining. Comment below. Let me hear your thoughts. What are your reactions? How did this go? Also, is this too long? Oh, sorry, someone just called me. I would love your feedback on how this went. Please, I want it to be engaging. I want it to be interesting. I want it to be something that is valuable to you guys. So let me know. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again in the group, and I'll see you again for another Facebook Live coming up soon. All the best. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.